Hey guys, I watched a video this morning, which I know you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to wake up and do your own work first, as opposed to getting sucked into somebody else's agenda by answering emails or checking your social media. But I'm only human, I'm not perfect, and this morning I watched a video on Rick Drayson's channel, okay? First of all, I'm going to say things about the content of this video, and I don't want this to reflect in any way, okay, upon Rick Drayson's YouTube channel. I mean, I am a big fan of Rick Drayson. I'm obviously subscribed to his channel. I don't want anybody to think that I, am talking badly about him or his channel, okay? As a matter of fact, I've said it enough that when I first started getting into low carb dieting, especially the steak and eggs diet and the hormone precursor diet, Vince Gironda's diet, basically I learned a lot from his channel when he talked about like the 70s bodybuilders diet. So like I said, this is not like a diss on Rick Drayson, okay? Now, the guy he had on today was talking about the best way to train your abdominals, okay? Crunches, which isolate your abdominal muscles, as opposed to like sit-ups, leg raises, etc., which work your body as a unit, okay? And he got really scientific. He took out like pictures of the skeletal, muscular, whatever systems, and and showed the way that the abs tie in and the hip flexors tie in, and everything he said is completely true. I mean, it is true that the best way to isolate your abdominal muscles is with a crunch, because all you really use your abdominals for is to crunch your rib cage towards your pelvis. That's all you do. This tiny little movement is all you really do, okay? If you do a larger movement like leg raises, or God forbid, the way he was talking with hanging leg raises, you're using all kinds of muscles. Like with hanging leg raises, you're using your arms and your back and your chest and everything and your hip flexors, okay? It's true. He also said in that video that, your abs are basically supposed to like move your rib cage and your pelvis together, but the way that your hip flexors attach in to your body, basically they arch your back. So it's like your hip flexors are pushing, trying to arch your back, whereas your abs are trying to crunch your rib cage forward. So you're kind of working against yourself, and all of that is completely true, okay? If all you want to do is get naked, put on a thong, grease yourself up, and stand on stage in front of a bunch of people, all you really need are abdominal crunches, okay? As a matter of fact, you don't even really need abdominal crunches, okay? Because unless all you do is lay in bed all day and do not even move in bed, okay, you will have some kind of muscle tone in your abs. You just can't see it because you're covered in fat. So if you go ahead and just cut fat and don't do any ab exercise whatsoever, you will have something resembling abs. Do a few crunches and you'll have even more visible abs, okay? However, there is more to life than just looking good, okay? When I was a kid, we used to have these things called magazines before the internet came out. And I remember reading in a magazine when I was younger. It didn't last long because the magazine wasn't just a hardcore bodybuilding magazine. It was actual useful sports-related information. But this one guy had an ab routine, and it wasn't just crunches, okay? And he specifically addressed the concept of crunches isolate the abs, and that's all you should do, okay? What he said was, since we told people to do crunches instead of sit-ups and leg raises, we've created a whole generation of kids who can't run or swim or do any athletic activities, okay? And this was back in the 80s when I read this. So you can imagine, I mean, these days, we don't even have kids doing crunches. We just have kids laying on their ass playing PlayStation all day. But the fact is, this guy is completely correct, okay? Think about it, okay? Other than looking good, how often do you isolate any muscle, especially the abs? Let's talk about running, like he was saying. Let's say you're a sprinter. You have one leg forward, one leg back. Your lead leg pushes off and moves you forward. But your rear leg needs to be violently, explosively, quickly brought up. You need to bring your rear knee up so you can put your rear leg in front and push off with what is previously your rear leg, okay? So you could switch legs. It's not just pushing yourself forward, it's whipping your knee forward, your rear knee forward, to be able to go ahead and alternate legs. Now, is that an abdominal exercise? Yes, it is. Okay. But it also uses your hip flexor. So if all you do is train your abs, okay, and you're a sprinter, and somebody else does training for his abs and his hip flexors together, everything else being the same, who do you think is going to be more explosive, more powerful, faster as a sprinter? The guy who isolates his abs and neglects his hip flexors, or the guy who trains his body as a unit because that's how he's going to be running? I remember when we were in the Army, we used to do something called flutter kicks. Okay, you'd lay on your back, keep your legs straight, and switch your legs and do a flutter kick motion. Okay, this guy in this video, this Rick Drason video, was getting really aggressive. He's like, it's stupid to do anything else. It's stupid to do leg raises. It's stupid to do sit-ups. Okay. Doing this movement, he would say it's stupid to do that for an ab exercise. And that's true. That isn't the best exercise to totally isolate your abdominals. But hey, let's say instead of laying on your back on dry ground doing this movement, you're laying on your stomach in the water doing the same damn movement, okay? Two people are swimming. I don't care if you're a combat swimmer in the Army. I don't care if you're, swimming around in the pool with the kids. That movement is not an ab movement. It's an ab and hip flexor and ass and whatever, all leg muscles, all kinds of movement, okay? And if all you do is train your, abdominals using crunches, and you jump in the pool and compete in a swimming contest against somebody who actually trains their body as a unit because that's how they use it when they swim, who do you think is going to be better? Okay? And it's not just a matter of that. It's just a matter of I haven't really done traditional martial arts in 25 years, okay? But recently, after I got done with my workout in the gym, I've started kicking around the bag, doing some old school karate training. How come 42 years old, after 25 years of not doing traditional martial arts, I still can do some pretty damn decent stuff with the bag? Because if I do a knee kick, guess what? I'm using my abs. I'm using my hip flexors, my legs, everything together to bring my knee up, okay? To do a knee kick. To bring my knee up and kick my foot out for a front kick. To bring my knee up and whip my foot out for a roundhouse kick. Okay, why is that? Because my whole life I've been training my body as one unit. Okay, I haven't just been neglecting parts of my body and doing things, in isolating muscles. Let's talk about this in terms of other muscles, okay? Could you have good biceps and a good back, okay, by doing concentration curls, where basically you just have your arm hanging or laying out on a bench or whatever, and all you do is just lift up a light dumbbell? Oh, maybe, okay? Could you build up your back by going ahead and, using an isolation machine, one arm at a time, taking your biceps out of the movement and just, there are machines where you have a roller, you have a pad underneath your elbow and you basically just bring it down, okay? You literally take your arms completely out of the equation, okay? Now, let's take a person who did that. He built up his back by, isolating his lat muscle. He built up his biceps by doing concentration curls, and let's put him in a Ninja Warrior course, okay? A Ninja Warrior obstacle course against the guy who did weighted pull-ups, weighted chin-ups, bodyweight pull-ups, bodyweight chin-ups, and he trained his rear delts, his lats, his biceps, his forearms, his grip, everything together at the same time, even your abs, because you tighten your stomach when you're doing work like that, okay? Who do you think is going to be doing better? The one who isolated his biceps and isolated his back, or the one who used everything together as a unit? Now, you might say, oh, well, that guy is going to look better, though, because he trained like a bodybuilder. Do not tell me, don't try to tell me, that if you get somebody who can do, a moderate amount of reps with, half of his body weight, or even a quarter of his body weight, added around his waist, and do pull-ups and chin-ups with this added weight, that he's going to have skinny arms. Don't fucking even try to tell me that. It's not going to work, okay? So basically what I'm trying to get down to is, like I said, number one, I think Rick Drason is awesome. Okay, I'm not talking bad about him in any way. Okay, number one. Number two, what I wanted to say is, it's just a fact of the matter that, yes, you could build up certain muscles and shape them by isolating them, but if you want to do anything whatsoever, okay, useful with your body, you need to train your body the way you use your body, and that's as one unit, not just isolating little muscles.